Be cautious, warns Archangel Michael. You are being closely monitored by someone. Refrain from leaving your home on the precise date and time they have requested. Rapidly open it. This message is not random, according to Archangel Michael. It is a demonstration of divine protection. A pair of eyes is on you, more attentively than you can ever imagine. A plan is discreetly evolving in tandem with your activities, and you are being guided away from a potentially dangerous situation. Someone has been surreptitiously gathering information about you, and it is not for the best. This is neither a mere coincidence or a harmless curiosity. They have been waiting for a specific chance to act, and their deliberate goal is veiled in quiet. Heaven has now decided to disrupt their plans, as a time has been set. You were not meant to be aware of this information, but divine intervention has chosen you to receive it at this moment. They anticipate your presence at a given location, date, and time. However, your absence at that specific hour will surprise them. They will be bewildered as to how you managed to avoid the almost unavoidable strike. They plan to present it as an accident. They have also looked at your habits, desired departure times, and path. However, the eyes of heaven have observed them in the same way that they have studied you. You are not only safe, but also forward-thinking. Your safety is currently dependent on obedience. This is not something to take lightly. Archangel Michael warns against leaving the premises at 4:15 p.m. on the 22nd of the month. Their goals have tormented you since that moment, but your awareness serves as your armor. If you are already feeling this experience in your spirit, please communicate immediately. Your intuition is correct. Recently, someone has been too close to be comfortable. The threat is tough to detect because their face is familiar. They grin, laugh, and appear to admire you. Nevertheless, this is a masquerade for a more dangerous reason. You have allowed an excessive amount of people to enter your presence. This person was previously in close proximity to your gate or had access to your home. You were the target of a nasty conversation in which your activities were tracked, and they discussed you with someone even more deadly. Type Amen to receive a 333 blessing. They have even paid someone to follow you. It is not a coincidence that you frequently see a delivery man, a bike driver, or a random person lingering. They are being compensated financially for collecting footage and providing updates. This circumstance is surrounded by an extensive network. It is a network of observers who act like strangers and are positioned by someone who is envious of your success. Both light and shadows have been drawn to someone who is unable to accept your recent radiance, progress, and inner serenity. Archangel Michael warns that now is not the time for confusion. This is an ideal time to seek clarification. As you pass by that area, you will feel energy pressing against your spine. That is not an example of paranoia. Your spirit is delivering a warning. You've recently considered canceling an excursion. That was heavenly wisdom encouraging you to return. Your name has been discussed in a private group that seeks to provoke you, so you are not permitted to enter certain sites at this moment. You misjudged the level of jealousy. A guy and a woman are involved, and they do not work alone. Their connection has been in place for several months, and their plan is nearing completion. If you experienced a dream about running, hiding, or being watched, input Amen to receive blessing 474. This is not just a fantasy, a foreboding. Heaven sent them to revive you. A white vehicle has driven past your home several times. They slowed, occasionally apart. They weren't misplaced. They were making an observation. You may have noticed that your phone's battery is dropping more quickly. There were several strange phone calls that remained unanswered. A technological attempt was made to monitor you. However, Archangel Michael recently snapped the chain. It was designed to take you by surprise. However, the method has been unsuccessful. Your petitions are now 100 times more effective as a result of your awareness. This person is familiar with one of your close friends or family members. This is how they acquired access. They exploited that person to gain more knowledge than they should have. Please leave a comment if you've lately had a quarrel or noticed a lack of warmth from a former buddy. That's the key. They were coerced, bribed, or otherwise compelled to provide information. Blessing 992 can be earned by entering Amen. Do not ignore the stress that permeated your surroundings last week. The sudden restlessness, that rush of anxiousness, was a spiritual warning. You detected a hostile, foreign energy. You must remain indoors and covered on the precise day of the 22nd at 4:15 p.m. Even a little stroll outside can result in exposure. Avoid taking the risk. Archangel Michael promises you that you will be secure. Nevertheless, you must keep your allegiance. The meeting should be canceled. Refuse contact. Reschedule the excursion. Proving anything to anyone isn't worth your life. When that moment arrives, you will feel a strange sensation, as if time is slowing. That is the holy pause that lasts an hour. On that day, your angels will surround your home in quiet, similar to combatants. Another person's plans for the evening will be postponed. The events that were intended to damage you will eventually fail, but only because you took action quickly. Typing Amen yields blessing 686, which functions as a rescue operation. It is more than just knowledge. It is a lifeline. This revelation protects your bloodline. Someone will soon disclose they had an odd dream concerning you. That's an additional indicator. Please be cautious. They noticed something important that you should know about. Additionally, you may notice electronic faults in the next 48 hours. That is an example of spiritual intervention. Your surroundings are currently being updated. Keep your drapes drawn in the evenings for the following 3 days. Someone is attempting to observe your guests, your face, and your behavior. Obstruction to their vision. If you recently noticed a bird flying by your window or an animal acting strangely, it was a natural indication. You are not alone in feeling this. Blessing 111 can be received by typing Amen. This is related with someone whose name starts with D or R. They have either reappeared in your life recently or have never left. They smile from the surface, but they are silently plotting. They want to see you in a condition of fear, misery, and despair. Instead, people will notice your calmness, strength, and protection. According to Archangel Michael, your recent hesitancy has been your most effective defense. Its stillness stopped you from exposing too much information. Maintain the current state of affairs, regardless of whether they provoke you or ask leading questions. Avoid offering unnecessarily lengthy responses. They are attempting to record and disclose your reactions. Blessing 757 can be received by typing Amen. You were meant to be trapped, but you will now undergo a change. Following this, you will reach unparalleled heights. This attack will result in such a large blessing that your rivals will regret mentioning your name. You're not fighting this alone. Heaven is advocating for you. They were under the notion that no one was watching them. However, they failed to realize that your angels never sleep. Their defeat will be witnessed on the same street where they waited. Continue to practice fasting, prayer, and space cleaning. Light a candle to create a relaxing atmosphere in your home. You're approaching a point where their vitality can no longer be sustained. Blessing 121 is gained by typing Amen. The objective of this warning is not to instill dread in you. Its objective is to provide you the ability to empower yourself. Control is gained by understanding the reality. The most effective defense is to walk in the light. Your forefathers are currently accompanying you. Your path is being led by a grandparent or someone who loved you in solitude. They began to observe as soon as their name was spoken. You are immersed with spirituality. The door that was waiting for your arrival will now be closed. It won't reopen. In the coming days, you may notice indicators such as sudden weather changes, flashing lights, and repeating numerals. These are signs that the spiritual realm is advancing quickly. Blessing 363 can be acquired by entering Amen. If you want to show your continuous support, you can send a super thanks with a payment of up to $1.20. Your obedience, forbearance, and silence are now protecting your life. Every time you withdrew or stayed at home, another layer of safety was erected. Everything is now understandable. Please refrain from identifying your location. Places should not be labeled until after you have left. Allow them to stay bewildered by your behavior. This is not the first time you have been targeted, but it will be the last. This is your escape from the cycle of being sought by people with little energy. Archangel Michael says your spiritual vision is being opened. Dreams will be changed into helicopters, and you will recognize their faces before their phone call. Blessing 888 can be gained by typing Amen. Keep your cool and stay indoors on the designated date. Allow heaven to resolve this disagreement on your behalf. You will hear rumors about the events that occurred. Individuals will later share their knowledge with you. However, you must remain inactive at this moment. Avoid using names. Don't confront anyone. Allow this protection to complete its functions in solitude. A window will open as soon as this happens. It is a new benefit, promotion, or link that will be delivered to your doorway. But not until this menace is completely resolved. Type Amen to acquire blessing 595. Their strategy will be exposed as a failure in their own presence. If you do not leave, their network will be overwhelmed with confusion. They will start to have doubts about each other, point fingers, and agonize in silence. One of them will want to quickly remove themselves. The individual who was compensated to complete the work will now retaliate against the person who gave the funding. It is possible that you could learn about someone who is involved in an odd scenario in the area. This is not an accident. According to Archangel Michael, an individual may develop an unforeseen sickness as a result of seeking to cause spiritual damage to you. This isn't simply physical. It's a manifestation of divine justice. You condemned them. Heaven did. Allow your tranquility to be more audible than your competitors. This week, avoid responding when triggered. Their bait is nothing more than a desperate final effort. To acquire blessing 676, type Amen. The person who previously gave you with affectionate updates is now offering information to another person. They stopped asking about your well-being and instead began to deliver updates. According to Archangel Michael, their true colors will soon be revealed via an unexpected communication or discussion. You will notice a quiver in their voice. Their statements will make you feel humiliated. They will be unable to fool you in the same way in the future. They were given the choice of protecting you or exposing you, and they made the wrong decision. You are no longer oblivious. You are currently being positioned in a position of strength and wisdom. Blessing 717 can be gained by typing Amen. Close the doorway of your spirit. Visitors should be considered. Be cautious of those who dominate your space, drink your water, and listen to your heartbeat. They are looking for any flaws in your armor, but you have been strengthened by heavenly counsel. You've entered a new level of protection. According to Archangel Michael, your environment has changed. Is there a tingling sensation in your body? It is not dread. Your spiritual faculties are being refined. You can now recognize what was previously hidden in plain sight. Someone will appear and falsely claim to have delivered a warning. They are complicit in the deception. They seek to assess your understanding in order to adjust the plan. Blessing 989 can be acquired by typing Amen. Maintain calm and silence. Persuade them that you know less than you actually do. They will be confused and frustrated by your silence. You're not the same person you were a few months back. You have grown beyond their capacity. Heaven has put a barrier to your destiny, yet they recall the old you. Your essence will already be vibrating at a higher frequency by the 22nd. Avoid any conflicts, confrontations, or unexpected invitations. Any divergence from the calm on that particular day is a warning indication. Despite its efforts to present the scenario as ordinary, your keen eye will detect the difference. Pay attention to the internal clamor. It is louder than a voice from paradise. Blessing 224 can be gained by entering Amen. According to Archangel Michael, angels are already stationed at your door. They are invisible to human eyes, but they are completely equipped with the Spirit. You are currently under divine supervision, not by humans, but by the sky. Even your canines may exhibit unusual behavior. They are capable of detecting change. Allow their actions to serve as a guideline. Animals recognize spirits before humans do. You should keep your objectives private, especially from those closest to you. Secrecy is not synonymous with silence. The issue is safety. After the danger has passed, let your actions speak for themselves. Someone will try to accomplish this ahead of time. They may contact you in tears or with sentiments of remorse. This is not a feeling of regret. It is anxiety because they know you are soon to awaken. Blessing 332 can be earned by entering Amen. In areas where you have yet to tread, a disguised hand inscribes your name. However, the tracking spirit that was unleashed against you is now being pursued by Archangel Michael's sword. You're about to go in the opposite direction. The person who noticed you will now be observed. The person tracking your movements will become disoriented. Maintain confidence in your emotions, even if others disagree with them. This sensitivity you have is not symptomatic of fragility. It's heavenly intellect. You can perceive things in exquisite detail that others cannot. Archangel Michael claims that your destiny cannot be disrupted unless you unintentionally work with your foe. You are now forewarned. Refrain from responding to strange numbers. An attempt is being made to lead you into communication difficulties. Refrain from attending unexpected meetings. Avoid replying affirmatively out of remorse. During this time, it is critical to be alert, aware, and grounded. This notification is being issued to you owing of the impending upward trajectory of your timeline. A career advancement. A spotlight. An acknowledgement. An important event is approaching. However, the attack was designed to avoid it. They are attempting to disturb your peace in order to postpone your next important event. However, they are ignorant that you have already reached the world of wisdom. Blessing 5 can be gained by typing Amen. Your intuition will improve. The red flags will become more evident to you. The sound of a person's speech will be distinct because your spirit is aware of the facts they are hiding. They will no longer be able to freely communicate in your presence. Their fabrications will be strangled by your own being. Archangel Michael says that darkness is experiencing spiritual distress as a result of your presence. The heavens have documented every attempt to seize you. It is unnecessary for you to react in kind. A divine file is already constructing the implications. Whenever you notice a shift in your mood, take a moment to analyze your surroundings. It's possible that the entity penetrating your area isn't your own, but rather the spirit of another person. Cleanse via intention, solitude, and prayer. Blessing 919 can be received by entering Amen. Please ensure that you keep the date. Spending an hour outside at the wrong time may unlock the doorway they seek. However, your obedience will forever seal it. Since the time you were born, a spiritual being has been entrusted to defend you. The guardian is currently stationed in front of the door. They shall not be traversed during the day or at night. If someone in your life suddenly leaves or disconnects, it is time to let go. Their lifeblood was tainted. God is eliminating everyone who could have been working against you. A number of people will start to retreat, keep silent, or adopt a grim demeanor. Allow them to leave without contacting them again. Your salvation is the separation. Blessing 191 can be earned by entering Amen. They will notice your quietness and begin to worry. They will inquire as to who revealed the information. However, the entity protecting you is not human. It's heavenly. The person who planned this was a former member of your family or circle of friends. For a long time, you kept your envy to yourself. However, as you grow older, their facade begins to dissolve. They failed to recognize your current level of spiritual awareness. They predicted you would ignore your intuition. However, you had faith in it. You are currently enjoying a gift from heaven. After this peril has passed, a breakthrough will strike your life like thunder. Expect unexpected financial commitments, reconciliations, and relocations. You will experience peace once more. Genuine, profound, and unmistakable peace. Blessing 828 can be gained by entering Amen. Maintain silence. Stay at home till 4:15 p.m. on the 22nd. Allow the heavens to accomplish the mission. Archangel Michael has assigned 2 additional angels to guard your space. They will prowl your home in spirit, even if no one notices them. You will be attentive, and no shadow will pass over you. Light is contained in your windows, entrance, and floor. Those passing by your home will perceive the strength that protects you. No malice shall enter. You are provided the power to walk with conviction. On that specific day, however, wisdom suggests that one take a break. A single delay will unlock your long-term win. Type Amen to receive blessing 400, and their confusion will grow by the hour. The longer you remain hidden, the more they will disintegrate in an attempt to understand why their ambush failed. Their approach was based on your ignorance. However, you have now outwitted them with your supernatural knowledge. A member of their group will start showing indications of frailty. They will be unable to sustain the illumination. They are undergoing spiritual and emotional breakdown as a result of the pressure applied by your protection. They will seek to cancel the event at the last minute. However, it is already too late by that point. Archangel Michael has made his mark. To obtain blessing 300, type Amen. 3. One of the people involved will start to act as if they had undergone a transformation. They will try to reconnect, restore a sense of warmth, and keep the illusion that nothing has happened. However, don't be fooled by that performance. It is simply dread dressed as phony benevolence. They will express this through their tone of voice. There will be pauses, stutters, and awkward amusement. They are not open to your presence. They are concerned about the information you have obtained. Withhold your presence. Allow them to experience silence. Allow them to hypothesize on how you learned the information and who has been watching them. Confrontation is less effective than being absent. Your stillness is more terrifying than screams. As a result, they recognize that they have been observed. Blessing 737 can be received by entering Amen. According to Archangel Michael, this exposure was necessary for your ascent. They were unable to accompany you on the next level. Heaven allowed this snare to form in order to reveal it. You won't be able to make assumptions about yourself. You will move forth with confidence, your heart guarded and your eyes wide open. Someone will never again have this easy access to you. This will act as the final instruction. Not everyone who applauds you wants you to advance. Not everyone who asks about your well-being is concerned about your safety. Spiritual discipline is required throughout this season. Listen to what is not said rather than what is said, live wisely, and speak less. Blessing 818 can be received by typing Amen. Currently, one of them is trying to remove texts. The conversations are being cleared up, erasing evidence in the hope that it will provide them with security. However, the spiritual sphere has already documented the entire universe. Angels have watched what happens in the absence of light. They planned it while it was already in heaven's archives. Nothing can be hidden from the omniscient eye. Allow them to feel anxious. You retain your composure. Their fear is surpassed by your protection. The goal of this entire circumstance was to develop a more resilient version of yourself. You have crossed a spiritual threshold, and no weapon that is created will be effective against you. Blessing 505 can be accessed by entering Amen. You will soon have a hallucination of water or wind, indicating that the cleansing process has begun. The energy around you will change. Furthermore, you may feel more relaxed or lighter than usual. This is because the stalker's spiritual link was shattered. The link they formed by using your name, visage, or item is disintegrating. They will now pay a high price for the deeds they took in quiet. Certain people may scoff at this warning. However, their amusement is only a cover for their discomfort. Subconsciously, people are aware that something is wrong in your vicinity. Your aura shines through all of the masks. This is why you are being separated. This is the reason you've been feeling isolated. Heaven has secluded you in order to protect you. Blessing 999 is gained by typing Amen. Light, according to Archangel Michael, identifies your admission. Individuals with malevolent intentions will feel chest pressure before approaching you. They will invent explanations to avoid approaching. Take note if someone routinely misses scheduled appointments or fails to meet in person. This is not an accident. It's spiritual opposition. Your renewed vitality repels the fake. This may result in the death of certain people. Allow them to leave. They were not intended to communicate your blessing. They were there merely to postpone the event. Your life is about to enter a corridor of blessings. However, the foes must first be eliminated. This is a divine necessity. Typing Amen yields blessing 666. Someone will go forward and claim to have noticed an error. Pay close attention to them. Because of their spiritual awareness, they were able to sense the danger. Your essence was compatible with yours. They were used by God to support your existing beliefs. They will say a sentence that will stop your heart because it corresponds to knowledge that you have not disclosed. That's your indication. That serves as conclusive evidence. You're not insane. You don't demonstrate paranoia. You have heavenly knowledge. In the next chapter, this person may even act as a guardian. Concerns in heaven consistently replace those of the betrayed. When you are about to be taken into a new setting, room, or location where this energy cannot follow you, type Amen to get blessing 120. This is why the assault was so urgent. They were racing against your breakthrough. However, you have won by progressively slowing down. The event you chose to forego on that day allowed you to obtain the result for which you had been praying for the past year. You successfully passed a spiritual assessment. You chose a hunched-over stance. You choose to prioritize safety over vanity. Your reward is currently en route. Be prepared for it to materialize in a way that silences any voices that have questioned you. To receive blessing 434 within the next 7 days, simply type Amen. A divine shield will safeguard your home, name, and countenance. No one will be able to find you in the spirit unless they carry light. Individuals that sought to damage you may seek to apologize afterward. However, the relationship is carefully entwined. They will feel the chilly solitude of a locked door. You are not harboring animosity. You are following God's directive. Archangel Michael declares this to be sacred boundary time. Individuals who represent a threat must remain outside, regardless of the tears. Even if they urge, even if they appear to be harmless, don't be fooled. To get blessing 313, say Amen. They have been watching you for a long time. It is time for them to get wisdom. They were also under monitoring. Their names were proclaimed in the heavens. Judgment has already begun. They may face unforeseen legal challenges, unusual illnesses, or unexpected setbacks. That's not punishment. That is the result. Furthermore, you are not involved in the situation. Allow the heavens to handle the issues. At this time, your only obligation is to remain calm, grateful, and grounded. A bounty that cannot be stolen is visible on the other side of this stillness. Your succeeding season will be free of intrigue, scandal, and stalkers. This was your final warning. And you listened. Blessing 171 can be received by entering Amen. They will be plagued by their own fear. Each stride you take in tranquility will cause a stronger resonance in their ears. Their interest will be piqued as to how you escaped. They wanted a performance. They desired drama, tears, and exposure. However, they were awarded your peace and heavenly justice. That is more than enough. It is a true authority, the type that does not necessitate shouting to be heard. May your next action be one of peace. May your next post be loaded with delight. Allow your subsequent behaviors to be impenetrable. Blessing 444 can be acquired by typing Amen. You've recently experienced fire without being burned, stalking without being touched, and betrayal without being shattered. Today, Archangel Michael announces that heaven is delighted with you. You've been selected. You've been advised. You are safe. Now take a big breath, relax, and ready. Your succeeding phase begins immediately. Do not let anyone detour from your desired line of action. Blessing 222 can be received by typing Amen. Tamae. Your consciousness recently experienced an incident that would have gone unnoticed by others. They intended to confuse, entrap, and expose you. However, you are currently traveling with divine consciousness. From this point forward, you will notice an increase in confidence, protection, and clarity that is beyond human comprehension. The heavens are now calculating your step. You no longer wander blindly. You are following instructions that are only available to individuals who are spiritually sensitive. Eyes that were once very attentive to you will now become blind. Their surveillance has been eliminated. Their butts have expired. Typing Amen yields blessing 989. They greatly overestimated the speed with which heaven moves. They assumed they had more time. However, divine justice's timing does not always align with theirs. Its action begins when obedience is activated. The simple decision to stay at home, listen, and pause was enough to change the entire timetable. They will spend the next few weeks determining the cause of the incident. They will begin to turn against one another. They attempted to betray you, and one of them will betray the other. Their togetherness was based on wickedness. It is incapable of preserving its integrity. As they disintegrate, you will ascend. Blessing 242 can be received by typing Amen. A previously closed door will reopen. This is not an accident. That is your prize for listening when others would have ignored. You have moved from a perilous to a favorable situation. Prepare for unexpected invites, gifts, new allies, and resources. Your name is now regarded sacrosanct in the spirit world, and no curse may bind it. This is what happens when you follow your warning, says Archangel Michael. After being retrieved from a setup, you were transferred to one that was intended to facilitate success. To acquire Blessing 131, simply type Amen. Mindfulness is recommended. Wearing new coverings, they may seek to re-enter, giving the impression that they have undergone change. They will argue that it was simply a miscommunication. However, do not be misled. They did not express sorrow until you were able to escape. They are not apologizing. It was surprising that you were informed. Minimize the size of your circles. Maintain your tranquility. Keep your moves hidden. If they can't applaud for your safety, they don't deserve to be there for your win. In your dreams, enter Amen to obtain Blessing 959. Flashes of the individuals engaged may still be visible, but there is no need for fear. That provides as proof. Some of the characteristics might surprise you. God is exposing who they were all along. People in whom you had confidence. Individuals who stated that they would never harm you, but it is critical to remember that God discloses knowledge in order to redeem, not destroy. You're not stealing from them. You are being emancipated from them, and your departure is your salvation. Silence ensures your safety. This was not a sort of punishment, but rather one of preparation. Heaven realized that your blessing was too important to be betrayed. Typing Amen will get Blessing 888. A journal, text thread, or antique letter will be disclosed shortly. What was said and intended will be shown. You won't even need to request it. It will be delivered right to your door. Allow it to be your conclusion. You do not require an apology or retaliation. Heaven's exposure is sufficient. This is how your testimony will unfold. One day, you will tell another person how close you were to death. but were saved by divine intervention. That story will bring comfort to others. According to Archangel Michael, you were chosen to survive because your mission had not yet been completed. You still had work to do. This is why they were unable to interact with you. To obtain blessing 383, simply enter Amen. You will now notice divine indications in surprising ways. An unexpected coolness in the air that occurs during prayer. Lights that flickered, an animal that stopped staring at you. These are not random. They act as reminders of how your surroundings have grown. You are now more susceptible to spiritual movements. You awaken in a unique way that no one else does. You will begin to experience it throughout conversations. Certain people will start to speak up. It is discernment, not paranoia. Avoid second-guessing it. It is no longer required for you to make assumptions about the authenticity of others. You know who carries light and who bears shadows. Type Amen to get blessing 606. According to Archangel Michael, the 22nd was the turning point. The energy that accompanied you was abruptly disrupted. You'll notice that objects are now more buoyant. Emails are responded to. Delays are reduced, and responses are delivered more quickly. For what reason? Due to the removal of the spiritual impediment. The surveillance mirror that was previously used to monitor you has broken, and it is now your time to observe. Not out of dread, but out of wisdom. You are not compelled to reveal your movements in order to remain silent while heaven talks. Allow your produce to express itself. Type Amen to accept blessing 525 and let your radiance serve as your response. The expression you once smiled at could suddenly appear to be in anguish. They may even ask for your help. Nevertheless, avoid returning to the same energy that attempted to exhaust you. You're not being callous. Mercy does not imply re-entry. You are being prudent. Access is not required for forgiveness. Allow your boundaries to express your love for yourself. Let them feel the emotion of separation. That suffering will teach them more than any kindness you could provide. If they ask why you kept your quiet, tell them that God revealed your identity to me before you revealed it. Enter Amen to obtain blessing 400. You have entered a month of miraculous enhancements. Your reputation, influence, accommodation, and finances are all in upheaval. However, it was vital to start with the severance of evil links. No more shadow observers or secret trackers. There will be no more disingenuous denial of what you have witnessed. You've entered the season of heavenly clarity, which will bring you clearer dreams, purer love, and more discerning faith. Starting now, no item that approaches you will go undiscovered. Angels have fortified your perimeter. Type Amen to receive blessing 707. It was never intended for you to be a tardy and reliant person. The purpose of Archangel Michael's intervention was to assess the severity of your fall. Nonetheless, it became the impetus for your rise. Divine fortitude will be sensed beneath your flesh, and you will feel the power in your chest from this point forward. It will keep you from accepting anything less than serenity. Allow them to hypothesize as to how you disappeared, and let them indulge in idle chatter about your silence. You do not own your survival story. Heaven appreciated your obedience, and that is all that matters. Blessing 636 can be acquired by typing Amen. You are not only protected, but also exalted. You are not fleeing. You are returning. Furthermore, this time, the accompanying occurrences will be incomprehensible. Allow the world to watch your transformation beginning today, but never let them get close enough to mistake your light for vulnerability. This was your final warning, said Archangel Michael. You didn't only survive, you also listened. You activated a new level of spiritual armor. You are now impervious to capture, and you move in divine invisibility to your adversaries. Blessing 303 is gained by typing Amen. You have already transcended the area in which they attempted to restrict you, whether spiritually, psychologically, or emotionally. The configuration they established was designed for your earlier incarnation, not the more advanced version you have developed into. This version of yourself is unbreakable. You have attained such heavenly alignment that the spirits that once pursued you flee in your presence. Archangel Michael has explicitly declared this. Nothing intended to injure you will be successful, now or in the future. Your name has a growing influence. The same lips that once cursed will now stutter when they mention you, and the whispers are filled with fear. Blessing 144 can be gained by typing Amen. The 22nd was meant to break you. It was meant to produce confusion, sorrow, and loss. Instead, it functioned as a portal to illumination. Heaven did not only protect you, it also prepared a blessing so significant that your foes will be forced to see it materialize. Not behind your back, but in plain view. They will be unable to prevent, stop, or escape the consequences since you are no longer on the same frequency as their manipulation. And from this point on, each passing day will serve as a reminder that their plan failed from the moment you received the warning. Blessing 808 can be gotten by entering Amen. Your home is currently enlightened by divine light. Nothing that is dark is permitted entry. And hidden fire exists within your walls. Any with malicious intentions will feel the heat and run. Those who formerly conspired will now feel a vibration in their spirit when they say your name. When they try to communicate harm again, their tongue twists. Archangel Michael informs you that your new mission is to shine rather than simply endure. You will be astounded by the strength, tranquility, and prayers murmured behind closed doors. Your holy shield was strengthened every time you chose silence over reaction. Your shielding was consistently effective. Type Amen to get blessing 727, which was prepared for this occasion. You will now start receiving the things that were previously delayed. Items that were almost yours, contracts that were suspended, and contacts that never arrived. They are returning, but this time with greater speed because you have been cleared. Cleanliness is prominent in your surroundings. You will not look back on the 22nd with dread, but with appreciation, because your path is clear. That was the day you escaped the net and entered your triumph. No one, not a person, spirit, or energy, can reverse the recent activation in your life. To obtain blessing 999, type Amen. You will start receiving more compliments from others. They will claim that you appear lighter in some spots. That acts as your evidence. You're unique. Your spiritual rebirth has produced a beautiful complexion, which is not the consequence of skincare. It is a sacred fire. Your hesitation is not an indication of remoteness, but rather a heavenly command. Protect this new version of yourself, says Archangel Michael. Do not reopen closed doors or enable old habits to reemerge. Because the future is worth protecting. The threat has been eradicated, and affection, opportunity, and riches are now being distributed in a safe manner. Blessing 444 can be acquired by typing Amen. You are about to get a sudden surge of excellent news. Doors will open one by one without you having to knock. They are not late. They waited for the air to clear. This was all part of the divine delay. It was actually protection that made me feel rejected. Actually, the observed quiet was planned. Your identify is presently recorded in the rooms. Individuals are discussing how to bless, support, and advance you. Furthermore, those who conspired will be notified of your rise by others. They will be forced to face the truth. They saw you leave the tempest they had sent. Untouched, input Amen to earn a blessing of 100. Expect an apparently insignificant email, message, or phone conversation that will lead to a momentous outcome. This is your wonderful break room. Stick to it. Don't overlook it. Your route is now being created with precision. The objective of each delay was to help you avoid subversion. They were aware of your strength. This is why they pursued you. This is why they researched you. However, they ignored the reality that you were protected by an entity beyond their comprehension. Archangel Michael claims that they were unable to penetrate your destiny, even after mapping your steps. Blessing 1212 can be earned by typing Amen. You will feel lighter throughout your sleep at this time. The spirit is at rest once more, as demonstrated by fewer nightmares, greater tranquility, and less weight on your chest. Eventually, you may begin to recall your visions more clearly. Take note of them. Heaven is currently offering everyday information via vision. You will start to recognize an increasing number of symbols, numerals, and patterns. Your frequency has altered, and you are now in alignment. Individuals who attempt to re-enter must first receive the sanction of heaven. There is no way to re-enter. Simply input Amen to receive blessing 313. They may continue to try to levitate. Confirm the latch. To spiritually knock on your door. However, your fate, emotions, and residence are now irreversibly sealed. You've come too far in your growth to meet Greg Mekwer. You've grown through stillness, hardship, and awareness. It is impossible to remove the armor. This moment was more than just about survival. It was about establishing the kingdom you were meant to occupy. They sought to remove you from your seat before you arrived. What you saw through it led to your current position of influence. Blessing 1717 can be acquired by typing Amen. The aura surrounding your voice will also change, and others will notice your tenacity when you talk. They will hesitate to speak over you. As that spiritual power rises, your footsteps will be heavy with authority. Your glance will convey clarity. Liars will suffocate on their own words as a result of your simple presence. Archangel Michael has notified you that you have successfully finished the initiation. You are no longer only being protected. Your energy will now defend others since you have become a guardian. People will now be inspired by your words. Your sheer existence will perplex malevolence. Blessing 2020 can be achieved by typing Amen. Living in a restricted place was never meant for you. This is the explanation for the high number of assaults. Each attack revealed your spirit's inability to be subjugated. You are no longer permitted to conceal your identity as of today. You rise, and this acts as your confirmation. This is your spiritual examination. And here is your proof, the white, hefty checkmark you kept within. You focus on the white, heavy checkmark. You avoid the white, heavy checkmark. You rose with a heavy, white checkmark. You are now the ruler, as demonstrated by the white, heavy checkmark. Allow your light to guide the universe and inspire wonder. Your obedience should be rewarded in paradise. Blessing 777 can be earned by typing Amen. The final thread has been broken. The snare they set is no longer present, even in spirit. Your surroundings have permanently changed. This is not a temporary sensation of security. This is our existence on the ceiling, Archangel Michael says you are currently in divine invisibility. Your name will no longer be found in the domain of darkness by any monitoring spirit, stalking eye, or whisper of violence. You've been spiritually removed from their radar. This was not simply a case of ignoring danger on one occasion. The goal was to permanently close the gate. What you once pursued will now surrender to you without even approaching. Blessing 1818 can be acquired by typing Amen. Your feet will not be prone to slipping and falling. Your intonation will be unaffected. Your hands will no longer shake, as your body recognizes that it is protected by an eternal force. You may experience unexpected bursts of laughter or tears, as well as emotional waves. Allow them to enter. Your spirit is releasing years of weight in a matter of hours. You have successfully achieved a state of safety. It is actually secure, and this is not because the world has changed. Rather, you have altered dimensions quietly. Allow them to hypothesize about your current location. Allow them to search, but they will never find you. Your adversaries are now unable to access what was previously known. Blessing 606 can be acquired by typing Amen. They had your photograph, location, and even your schedule, yet heaven rendered them ineffective when you vanished in their presence. It was never about running. It was only a matter of climbing, and when you did, the energy they used to access it no longer answers to their summons. You are energy protected and spiritually unreachable. The shielding that was applied to you has been entirely completed. Archangel Michael explained that this was the last test before your ultimate ascension. You received a passable grade, and the gates of breakthrough will never close again. Type Amen to obtain blessing 9999. Angels exist in every corner and crevice of your home. You will not be able to see them, but you will feel a sudden sense of warmth. You may feel a sudden chill, a profound sense of calm in a location of tension, hear faint taps in the night, or detect movement. That's not a sinister matter. The guardian angels of heaven are patrolling your region, monitoring every message you ignored, every call you denied, and every plan you canceled. Heaven's counsel whispered such instructions to your spirit. A gate in heaven has opened with your name on it, and the next step will not feel earned because you paid attention. The sensation will be amazing. This time there is no way to return to the prior version of yourself. Simply type Amen to accept blessing 3333. A person who questioned their own intuition. A person who questioned the signs discovered that iteration was no longer there. A new version of yourself has been created. The forces that once chased you are wary of the new you, which is unrelenting. You achieved peace through obedience rather than perfection. Furthermore, obedience has allowed you access to blessings that your ancestors have never received. You are now the one who challenges generational norms. You are now in charge of protecting holy area. Your hesitation has been more audible than any foe could have predicted. Receive blessing 4444 by entering Amen in the coming days. Individuals may have a desire to return. Do not be misled by smiles that fail to reach the spirit, whether they come from old friends, former lovers, or even family members who left as the heat rose. You are aware of the activities they took while silent. You are aware of the permissible activities that were taken, and the current position benefits you. They're excited to return. You do not have to pay them anything. You are entitled to peace. Use your absence to educate them on the safeguards that your presence requires. Archangel Michael believes it is unnecessary for you to justify your brilliance. Type Amen. To accept blessing 7777 from this point forward, and let it speak for itself. Prepare for abrupt spikes in favor. Delayed payments will be released, and missed communications will now be treated as divine appointments. Emails that were previously ignored will now chase you. Restitution, as opposed to recovery, refers to the act of compensating for what was nearly done. You are being reimbursed for your contributions to public service, progress, and peace. Nobody will believe the following event. However, because you have been paying attention, you will be able to identify the cause. Because you remained. The 22nd was more than just a test. You heeded the warning and entered Amen to obtain blessing 55,555. It marked the end of a spiritual legal case. You were pronounced innocent and righteous. You were given entire heavenly immunity. That entails the cessation of spiritual surveillance and emotional sabotage. There will be no more silent attacks that go undiscovered. Everything that was formerly used against you has been dismantled and dispersed into dust, and any who try to rebuild it will be struck by their own intent. This is your miraculous immunity. Walk, sleep, and live within it. To acquire the blessing 8888, simply type Amen. They may try to repeat the operation next year under a different guise, but heaven has already stated that your future is protected by light. There are no effective snares. Ill eye will get footing. No setup will stick. They are no longer authorized to create your tale. You have been sealed, loved, given, and crowned. Your fate is no longer subject to manipulation. Relax, suggests Archangel Michael. The conflict has ended. Let this be your triumphal exhalation. Let this be the end of your anxiety. Allow this to serve as the foundation for your new authority. The danger that formerly breathed down your neck has now fallen at your feet. To receive the blessing 2024, type Amen. The maelstrom that had engulfed your name for so long has subsided in silence. You not only survived the setup, but they saw you rise above it. According to Archangel Michael, the thing meant to trap you has been turned into a throne. You are currently being crowned in the realm where they previously attempted to bury you. The identical dirt that was supposed to contain your fall is now promoting your climb. It is your turn to shine without apology. You have been spiritually, energetically, and prophetically relocated. You no longer walk among people who seek to harm you. The words you speak will carry more weight, and everything around you will begin to change. To get the blessing, 99,999, type Amen. Individuals you encounter will feel a stronger sense of purpose. The atmosphere will be charged with heavenly intent. This is not a fabrication of the imagination. It serves as confirmation. You have entered the protected path in heaven, which is decked with angels, and where your actions are now precisely planned. There is no longer any assumption that everyone will understand your words. You have entered a domain that is out of reach for the majority of people, and you have established a relationship that few will ever have. You are the reason you have a strong sense of self. Type Amen to receive blessing 33,333. Individuals are predicted to start grumbling again in the following weeks. However, this time it is not with gossip, but rather with surprise. They will be perplexed as to how you managed to survive, and they will speculate among themselves as to how you learned this knowledge. However, they will never be able to determine the reality because it was not simply intuition. Archangel Michael murmured instructions that their agents were unable to understand. They had information. However, you received a revelation as they were devising strategies. However, you had prophecy. Heaven consistently outperforms human strategy. Enter Amen to receive the blessing 4444. In the near future, you will be presented with an opportunity that seems too good to be true. It is not. It is recompense for the quarrel which you failed to disclose. This is the silent blessing you received for your obedience. Do not hesitate or postpone. You have been prepared for this occasion. It will be obvious to you because of its serenity. There will be no confusion, no pressure, and no panic. Nothing more than calm and clarity. That is how you will know it is from heaven, and as you enter through the new door, the past will feel as if it has been left behind you. Blessing 12,345 can be gained by entering Amen. Some people may appear to have never doubted your talents. Certain people will act as if they have continuously offered their support. Allow them to meet their commitments. You are too high-ranking to reply. Currently, your quiet indicates your accomplishment. Your absence serves as a response. Your pleasure is vengeance for every tongue that has spread lies about you. This is the justice you deserve, not just to escape, but to be remembered. Not just to survive, but also to be acknowledged. According to Archangel Michael, the fundamental goal is to learn rather than simply live. The new summit you are approaching was built on the precise betrayal that nearly tore you apart. Simply type Amen to obtain blessing 30303. Your exposure will grow dramatically. You will begin to be referenced in rooms you have never been to. Your name will be recognized without effort. You will ascend without effort. It will appear to be an overnight success, but you will realize that it was the consequence of years of hidden obedience. Heaven observed every tear you shed, but it remained silent. Your prize has arrived, dripping with favor, enveloped in light, and encased in heavenly acknowledgement, as a result of your resolve to choose peace every time you were forced to fight back. You are about to receive compliments from people who had previously ignored your presence. The date of your formal shift is nearing. To receive a blessing, simply text Amen to 88888. Record it as soon as it happens. It may appear trivial at first, such as a payment, a meeting, or a breakthrough, yet it will have a profound impact on the spirit, and everything will change after that day. That was the moment when the page turned, you think. This is more than just a season. It is a final chapter. Your fate is presently being documented in a new volume. This time, it will be decked with strength, security, and peace. According to Archangel Michael, there is no impediment to the discharge of what is currently assigned to you. The energy that once sapped you is being permanently eliminated, and the people you used to tolerate will begin to depart from your life. Type Amen to receive blessing and to enter. You will not be required to use any force. It will simply dissolve. Do not be saddened by its passing. This is the process of pruning. This is sacred subtraction. You are removing unnecessary weight that has never contributed to your objective. Allow them to leave. Allow it to fall. You will not lose. You are being promoted. Every farewell that occurs at this time prepares the way for something better. To get blessing 10101 in the near future, simply type Amen. So, you will have a want to change your environment. Perhaps that instinct will result in a new hairdo, a change in clothing, a shift in location, or a new room arrangement. Your spirit is prepared for the next stage. When the interior is elevated, the outer must follow. Do not resist. Make room for it. You are changing into the version of yourself that is in line with your divine mission. Your current feeling of being drawn to change is a subtle warning from above to prepare. You are the next person. Finally, consider this fact. Type Amen to acquire blessing 21212. You were never meant to crumble. You were supposed to follow a precise design. What appeared to be the end was actually an update. You didn't just avoid a missile. You began the process of becoming. On July 20th, you did not defeat the entire quiet force behind it. Now rise and speak. What's the matter? Shine. Fearless and guilt-free. Without apologies. According to Archangel Michael, the darkness had an opportunity. Allow the brightness to have its moment. The blessing 3003030 can be earned by typing Amen. This is a really serious issue. Jesus is endeavoring to communicate with you and only you. Important notice. I have some extremely bad news for you today. If you choose to abandon this, you will be overwhelmed with emotion. Quickly, access IT. Today, an extraordinary event is transpiring in your existence. This is not exaggeration. You are currently being personally and urgently contacted by Jesus himself. He is pleading for your attention because he has issued a serious warning that is only for you. Please refrain from scrolling past this message, as you may lose out on a life-changing blessing and experience sorrow that could have been prevented. This isn't just another message. This discovery is unique and has the power to change the trajectory of your life indefinitely. Many people are oblivious of the spiritual dangers that surround them. However, you have the opportunity to identify them today before it is too late. Your heart is burdened by a heavy burden that can only be lifted by Jesus if you are willing to completely surrender. He is addressing you because you are the only individual who has been selected to receive this message. Do not ignore it. The consequences are significantly more serious than you would expect. At this point, I'd like you to concentrate and take a deep breath. Imagine Jesus standing in front of you, extending his hand and urging you to pay attention. Perceive the urgency in his eyes and the weight of his affection. This circumstance is not arbitrary. It's wonderful. He desires to eradicate the silent suffering, the obstacles, and the anguish from your life. However, you must take action. There is a hidden threat that has the ability to substantially damage your life today, one that most people will not recognize until it is too late. This warning serves as your divine shield and safeguard. Before continue, I'd like you to perform the following activity. To access the initial blessings in your life, simply type Amen 2549 at this moment. Experience the spiritual energy that envelops you as you move. Type Amen 7862 to add an extra layer of protection that can only be unlocked via faith. These are not normal numbers. They are spiritual keys that facilitate access to divine guidance. I encourage you not to leave this video till the end. Your connection to the revelation Jesus is sending you today is heightened by each second you remain. There are numerous individuals who will disregard this, and I cannot emphasize enough the extent to which they will regret their decision in the future. However, you are an exception. You are expected to remain, attend, and receive. A shocking revelation is imminent. A revelation that is so potent that it can immediately eradicate the darkness from your existence. The truth is hidden in plain sight, and only those who are obedient and attentive will be able to see it. This is your chance to experience a spiritual awakening of unmatched intensity. Continue to accompany me, as the events that follow are critical, life-changing, and solely planned for you. Jesus is not soliciting. His request is sincere. If you act now, your life will never be the same. Listen attentively, because the facts I am about to reveal will shock your system and change your outlook on every part of your life. Unseen factors influence your health, relationships, wealth, and even your mental state. Numerous individuals remain unaware of this spiritual interference throughout their lifetimes. However, today Jesus is speaking specifically to you. He begs you to awaken, to recognize the importance of this moment, and to open your heart completely. This message is intended exclusively for you, as you have been selected and have been adequately prepared for this revelation. Failure to acknowledge it will cause a great sense of loss. You may even weep in despair, wondering why no one warned you. However, this does not have to be the case. You have the opportunity to act now, gain control, and invite divine protection to your life. There are hidden mysteries in your daily life, seemingly banal events that are essentially spiritual crossroads. Every decision you make today has the potential to either provide you with blessings or expose you to unseen injury. Jesus is pleading with you to recognize these clues. He urges you to implement the necessary measures to protect yourself and your family. Imagine a life in which every worry is replaced by peace, every uncertainty by confidence, and every setback is turned into victory. This is not just a fantasy. If you act with conviction at this time, it is feasible. The world seeks to deflect your attention away from this fact. However, this is your opportunity. This is a unique opportunity to obtain protection, direction, and clarification. Before we go any further, I strongly encourage you to pause and connect with Jesus. Now, input Amen 1124 to receive a divine energy wave that surrounds you. To receive a second blessing that will fortify your spirit and protect you from negative forces, type Amen 5391. These numbers are not at random. They are sacred keys that grant access to blessings and protection that are exclusively reserved for those who are prepared to heed and take action. Recognize that this is a watershed moment in your life and feel the presence of God as you do so. I need you to complete an important work right now. Distribute this message to at least one individual who is significant to you. This is not just a request. It is a veiled commandment. The protection and divine guidance that this message provides will be beneficial to all individuals who receive it. Please share your experience by entering the numbers in the comments section below. Please let me know if you experience an internal transformation or if you sense energy. Additionally, please subscribe and remain engaged, as the revelations that will follow are life-changing and cannot be overlooked. The following sections of this letter contain information so rare and powerful that it has the potential to change your fate. Those that skim or scroll by will miss the depth of the information offered here. You may be wondering, why me? Why at this time? The response is straightforward. You've been selected. Your heart is obvious to Jesus. He sees the potential for greatness in your life and understands your difficulties. However, there is a cautionary tale. Failure to recognize this notice will expose you to risks that may have been avoided. Divine intervention begins the moment you prioritize this topic. Clarity will descend where confusion once reigned. Burdens that felt weighty will lighten, and doors that were once closed will open. Faith is not about seeing, it is about believing in this process, even if it is initially disturbing or unbelievable. It refers to the action of believing and obeying when summoned. There are stunning realities that are never addressed. Facts that can prevent you from experiencing regret, loss, or sorrow. You are receiving this knowledge as a result of your willingness and compassion to act. Those who disregard it will only come to regret it in the future. Imagine realizing that things could have turned out differently, that blessings were within reach, but you chose to scroll past. This remorse is awful. Nevertheless, it can be avoided by following this advice immediately. Adhere to me, concentrate, and accept this divine intervention. God's power is already present, waiting for you to recognize it and activate your faith. It's vital to recognize that Jesus is pleading, not just requesting. Today, it is imperative that you pay close attention. Allow no distractions to pull your attention away from this time. Maintain your cool, listen intently, and respond quickly. This is a unique opportunity to experience spiritual awakening, protection, and blessings that surpass your wildest dreams. Watch as your life begins to transform in front of your eyes by sharing, commenting, and subscribing as a sign of your dedication. As you continue to listen, be aware that the information I am about to reveal will be unexpected in ways that you cannot comprehend. Today is one of those moments for you in which the unseen world directly influences the seen. Jesus is personally interfering in your life because there are forces at work that want to undermine your peace, joy, and purpose, and the warnings you are receiving are not coincidence. These forces operate invisibly, frequently assuming the form of everyday challenges. However, their consequences are profound. Your mental stability, work, relationships, and health may all be affected in subtle ways. Nonetheless, there is hope, and that hope stems from careful listening, staying to the end, and acting on the knowledge being imparted. Perhaps you have felt a sense of heaviness in your spirit, a continual gnawing feeling that something is wrong, despite your inability to pinpoint the reason. That sensation is a divine warning. Jesus is talking with you through your intuition, asking you to stay watchful, spot warning signs, and act quickly. It is risky to ignore this sentiment. Numerous individuals continue their daily routines without acknowledging the peril that surrounds them, only to realize the extent of their oversight at a later date. However, you are distinct. Guidance, protection, and blessings that could dramatically change your life are only given to you on rare occasions, possibly once in a lifetime. At this time, I would like you to temporarily close your eyes and experience the presence of Jesus. Imagine him gazing into your eyes with urgency, his hands reaching out in compassion, and his voice calling your name, imploring you to heed. This moment's intensity is real. The spiritual realm is presenting you with an opportunity to enter, but you must do so with faith. As a result, you must remain until the end of this message. Your link to the divine intervention that awaits you grows stronger with each second you remain engaged. At this juncture, do not underestimate the influence of your faith and concentration. Before we go any further, I'd like you to do something that many people will overlook. Immediately type Amen 6183 to experience the initial wave of divine protection that envelops you. Then, to obtain the second blessing, enter Amen 9031. This will fortify your spiritual shield and invite clarity, peace, and guidance into your existence. These numerals are considered sacred. They are not at random. They are engraved keys that open pathways of divine energy reserved for those who act with sincerity and urgency. As you perform this, experience the warmth, light, and presence of God. This is the time when your life can change from hardship to triumph. Recognize this. You must be told about an astonishing finding. Many people are unaware that the obstacles they confront in life are sometimes disguised spiritual examinations. The appearance of hurdles, impediments, and periods of despair is not random. Signs. They are intended to assist you in your journey towards spiritual awakening and alignment with God's plan. Today, Jesus is emphasizing a certain path for you, one that will lead to protection, favor, and breakthrough. However, this road requires immediate action, trust, and obedience. The opportunity may be missed entirely by those who hesitate or mistrust. Do not let doubt deprive you of the blessings that await you. You may be curious about the repercussions of disregarding this message. I will be straightforward with you. The difficulties, regret, and pain that you could have prevented will become clearer. This message is critical because existing opportunities for protection and blessing will be lost. You are being given an extraordinary opportunity to change your fate, remove spiritual obstructions, and achieve the peace that many people seek throughout their life. Take this matter seriously. Take action immediately. Completely participate. This is not the conclusion, regardless of whether you have experienced disappointment, failure, or grief. Jesus is giving you a reset, a supernatural opportunity to start over with clarity and protection. The forces fighting against you will be neutralized. However, this is contingent upon your recognition of the urgency of the situation and your dedication to taking action. This is not a message for people who are indifferent. This message is for individuals who have been selected, are faithful, and are willing to take the necessary measures to embrace life-changing benefits. Continue reading this message till the end. The potency of each word, instruction, and number that is exchanged is formidable. Please avoid from scrolling. Don't overlook it. The trajectory of your existence can be permanently altered by your faith in this moment. This is a chance that you cannot afford to miss. Jesus is currently communicating with you with an urgency that cannot be overstated. Spiritual factors that impact your views exist in your surroundings, but most people are ignorant of them. Your health, choices, and emotions. He is pleading for your attention today, as there is an imperative warning that is intended for you and you alone. Failure to acknowledge this message may lead to unnecessary barriers, failures, and misery. However, if you take action, remain resolute, and completely embrace the information that is being disclosed, your life can undergo transformations that you never could have imagined. Many of us are trapped by routines, duties, and continual noise, leading to a distracted existence. However, this time is unique. This is a miraculous disruption in your usual routine. Jesus is requesting that you pause for a brief period of time in order to focus on Him and accept the guidance He is providing. He is aware of your issues, goals, and challenges. He is aware of the silent burden you bear and desires to alleviate it. It is imperative that you comprehend a startling reality. Obstacles in your life are typically symptoms rather than the cause. They are signs that divine intervention is required, signals from the spiritual realm. Ignoring them will just make the matter worse. I require that you take action prior to proceeding. This is how you exhibit your commitment and link yourself with divine blessings. To receive urgent protection and guidance, write Amen 4726. Subsequently, type Amen 8593 to access an additional stratum of spiritual power that is exclusively available to those who are willing to take action. Perceive the divine presence that envelops you. Visualize a protective shield of light that envelops you, preventing negativity, injury, and despair. These blessings are exceptional. They are life-altering and occur only once in a lifetime. Right now, I'd like you to take on an important duty. Distribute this message to an individual who is significant to you. This is not merely a recommendation, it is indispensable. Sharing not only develops your spiritual connection, but it also provides protection and advantages to others. To let people know you're taking part in this holy process, please leave a comment below after sharing or typing the numbers. To ensure that you do not miss any future guidance and remain connected to these life-changing messages, please subscribe. The more you participate, the more blessings you unleash. Those who disregard or scroll past will miss out on the profound transformation that is available here. The majority of individuals are unaware of this startling revelation. Numerous trials and adversities in life are not random. The purpose of these spiritual signals is to redirect, awaken, and prepare you for blessings that are otherwise inaccessible. You have a rare chance today to recognize these signs, respond to them, and invite heavenly protection and guidance into your life. This is why it is critical to maintain attention and concentrate till the end. The potency of each word, instruction, and number that is exchanged is formidable. This is a watershed time in your life when you can choose to move forward with prosperity, peace, and clarity. You may have experienced moments of unexplained dread, sadness, or doubt. That's not an accident. These experiences are spiritual signs. Jesus wants you to understand that these are important signs that need action, alignment with His guidance, and the opening of the door to benefits. Ignoring them is perilous because it prolongs the struggle and permits negativity to persist in your life. However, by embracing, acknowledging, and implementing them, you can attain incredible levels of protection, alleviation, and breakthroughs. Don't underestimate the impact of this event. The fact that you're reading this, pausing, and listening suggests that you're being called to a higher purpose. Jesus is not conducting an idle inquiry. He is imploring your attention, faith, and action. Those that respond will see substantial changes in their life as impediments are removed, burdens are lifted, and doors of opportunity open. Those who vacillate or scroll past will get trapped in a cycle of regret, dissatisfaction, and lost opportunities. Continue to follow this message. Please refrain from departing. Please avoid from scrolling. The revelations you are about to receive are intended to provide you with protection, guidance, and blessings that are both rare and potent. Distribute. Commenting and subscribing will strengthen your connection to the heavenly instruction being delivered straight to you. This is your opportunity. Here's your opportunity. This is the moment for your spiritual revelation. I require you to comprehend the significance of this moment at this time. Jesus is not attempting to connect with every person. He is attempting to communicate with you. There are warnings in your life that you have been unaware of, obstacles that have suddenly appeared, and moments of unexplained sadness or dread. These are not just coincidences. The indicators are spiritual signals that must be addressed immediately. If you acknowledge these signals and take action, your current existence can undergo a complete transformation. The reality is that the majority of individuals will quickly dismiss, neglect, or scroll past this message, only to later regret their actions. However, you are being given an extremely unusual opportunity, perhaps only once in a lifetime, to receive protection, wisdom, and blessings straight from Jesus. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to suffer through life, experiencing constant challenges, while others seem to breeze past them? Spiritual alignment is the distinguishing factor. Those who recognize the signals, follow spiritual guidance, and act with faith are protected in ways that most others do not understand. You are invited to engage in that alignment today. The protective energy that surrounds you is augmented by each instant that you devote to this message. Your dedication to Jesus grows stronger with each second you remain focused, and you have access to blessings that are beyond ordinary comprehension. Before we go any farther, I'd like you to take a step that will lay a spiritual foundation. To receive immediate protection and divine intervention in your life, Type Amen 3147. Subsequently, enter Amen 9621 to access an additional blessing that provides guidance, calm, and clarity in challenging circumstances. These numerals are considered sacred. They are not at random. They serve as keys, allowing individuals who are willing to listen, act, and stay committed to pathways of spiritual energy and heavenly favor. As you type, you will experience a sense of warmth, illumination, and protection. Notably, this is not symbolic. It's genuine. It is palpable. It marks the beginning of a transition that has the ability to affect every element of your life. You may have experienced betrayal, financial loss, health issues, or damaged relationships. These are not indications that God has forsaken you. In contrast, they indicate that He is encouraging you to seek a more meaningful goal, a novel course of action, and a deeper relationship to your spiritual destiny. Today, you are shown that setbacks are opportunities to regroup, enjoy blessings, and go forward while protected and guided by divine wisdom. Many people interpret challenges as punishment or misfortune, but you are being shown that they are indeed opportunities. This is the reason you are required to remain until the conclusion of this message. The power of each instruction, number, and word is only activated when you remain entirely engaged. I wish to disclose an astonishing fact. Forces that have been subtly working against your progress, happiness, and serenity are hidden influences in your life. Inexplicable setbacks, strife, or bad luck could have been the cause of their appearance. Although these forces are palpable, they are not stronger than you. You can completely negate these influences by following this advice, accepting the blessings, and embracing faith. This explains why haste is so crucial. Every second that passes before you act is another second that these forces could continue to influence your life. Jesus is asking you to act now, to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and get the rewards that are properly yours. Numerous individuals believe that miracles are uncommon or reserved for others. However, the truth is that divine intervention is available to anyone who responds with faith and urgency. The problem is that only a few people recognize it, and even fewer act on it. Only a small number of individuals truly embrace it. You have been chosen as one of the privileged few. This message is not coincidental. The reason you are reading these words is that Jesus' power is ready to work in your life. However, it requires your acknowledgement, faith, and dedication. Those who hesitate, doubt, or scroll past will completely miss out on this opportunity, whilst those who act will receive unique and life-changing protection, breakthroughs, and benefits. Maintain your focus, remain committed, and prevent from leaving. Each revelation you receive in this message is intended to transform your life, eliminate impediments, and elevate you to a state of spiritual clarity and power. These blessings are exceptional. They are transformative. You are being summoned to enter a new reality, one in which faith, clarity, and divine guidance replace dread, doubt, and despair. This is your opportunity, and it will never be replicated in the same manner. You are free to make a decision. Nevertheless, I strongly advise you to act immediately. This life you're living is about to change even if you're not aware of it. The barriers, failures, and difficulties that have left you feeling overwhelmed are not completely coincidental. They are indicators that the spiritual domain is attempting to communicate something urgent or critical to you. Jesus is asking you to pay attention because there are hidden dangers and obstructions that could have a negative impact on your life if you remain apathetic or unaware. He isn't inquiring casually. He is imploring you to heed, to act, and to align yourself with His guidance. The urgency of the problem is immeasurable, as your future, peace, and happiness are all dependent on your willingness to act now. Many people are unaware of the invisible forces around them. So, they are oblivious that their lives are perpetually impacted by spiritual energy and attribute misfortune to chance, mistakes, or coincidence. Today, however, you have a unique opportunity to understand the signals, recognize the patterns, and request supernatural protection in your life. Each word in this message is intended to make you aware of the reality that your faith, focus, and actions can have a tremendous impact on your advancement. This is the moment of your enlightenment, and you are unable to depart until the complete revelation is conveyed. Please take a moment to actively participate before we continue. To activate divine protection over your mind, body, and spirit, type Amen 7352. Then type Amen 4918 to receive a second blessing that removes obstacles and creates opportunities. These numbers are not at random. When you behave with sincerity, you are directly connected to spiritual forces that operate in your favor because these keys are sacred. Experience the presence of God as it surrounds you, protecting you from negativity and directing you towards success and clarity. Notably, this is not symbolic. This is genuine, and if you fully embrace it, it has the ability to change your life. For a moment, contemplate the concealed realities that the majority of individuals will never observe. There are spiritual interferences in your life which may emerge as emotional distress, financial difficulties, marital conflicts, or health problems. These are not just coincidences. They are signals that necessitate immediate action, warnings. Ignoring them just serves to prolong the difficulties and heighten the pain. However, these influences can be completely nullified by staying focused, putting your faith in Jesus' instruction, and taking the appropriate measures to gain rewards. This is the reason it is imperative to maintain a level of engagement and dedication. Numerous individuals are unaware of a shocking actuality. Even the tiniest actions you make today can either open up opportunities for blessings or expose you to negative influences. Every idea, choice, and attentional moment has an impact on your life. This is the reason why it is crucial to remain attentive, focused, and entirely dedicated to the instructions that are being provided. The spiritual realm is offering you guidance that can help you overcome anxiety, fear, and barriers if you respond with faith. Those who hesitate or question may miss the possibility for divine intervention. You may have recently felt hopeless or disoriented, as if nothing made sense. These emotions are not arbitrary. They are alerts, reminders that you must take action and invite Jesus into every aspect of your existence. Today is your time to rearrange, realign, and enter a reality that provides protection, clarity, and blessings. This isn't just spiritual doctrine. It is life-changing, potent, and practical. By disregarding this message, you will be exposed to obstacles that could have been prevented. However, by accepting it, you will gain access to unimaginable serenity and prosperity. It is vital to realize that Jesus is not making any requests. His request is sincere. His call is significant due to the fact that your faith, your choices, and your existence are all significant. A profound, unexpected, and miraculous transformation will be experienced by those who respond now. Confusion will be replaced by clarity, burdens will be lifted, and obstacles will dissolve. Because you are taking the necessary measures to align with divine protection and guidance, the unseen forces that have been working against you will no longer have power. Please refrain from departing. Please avoid from scrolling. Your connection to the divine is fortified by each word you hear, every blessing you accept, and every moment of focus. Remain present, take instant action, and allow this message to change your life in ways you never expected. The opportunity that lies before you is urgent, potent, and uncommon. Your moment of awakening is now, and it will never occur in the same manner again. Right now, it is imperative that you comprehend that the life you are currently living could undergo a complete transformation if you take this message seriously. The impact of spiritual forces on your life is palpable, despite the fact that the majority of people are unable to see them. These forces have been affecting your emotions, decisions, and mental well-being. Some of these issues may appear to be commonplace, such as financial failures, marital troubles, and health worries, yet they serve as indications. Jesus intends for you to acknowledge these cautions. He begs you to actively listen, take action, and fully embrace the direction that is being delivered. This is the most important moment. Your vulnerability to ongoing hardships that could have been avoided may be exacerbated by each second of delay. It is not an accident that you have recently experienced a sensation of unease or heaviness, a feeling that suggests that something is amiss. Jesus communicates with you through intuition, emotions, and the Spirit. He wishes for you to understand that you are not alone. If you take action now, you will receive divine protection and blessings that are prepared to enter your existence. The spiritual world is opening a portal for you. Nevertheless, traversing it will require your trust, focus, and action. Failure to respond may result in the loss of the present opportunity for clarity, protection, and breakthrough. I'd like you to take a moment to act and receive blessings before we proceed. Enter Amen. 8245 for immediate spiritual protection in all areas of your life. Next, enter Amen 1967 to trigger a second blessing that will bring you with divine intervention, clarity, and wisdom in the areas where you need it most. These numbers are sacred keys designed to connect you with beneficial spiritual energies. They are not to be underestimated. As you type, feel the energy surrounding you and the heavenly presence guiding and protecting you. This is not an arbitrary act. It is an invitation to move from a condition of conflict to one of victory. You must be informed of a startling reality. A considerable majority of the obstacles you've faced were not by chance. They were spiritual signals intended to alert you to the need for heavenly direction and assistance. These messages often appear in subtle ways. Unexpected conflicts, wasted chances, or ongoing frustrations. They do not constitute sanctions. They are invitations. Invitations to recognize the invisible forces in your life, to take action, and to accept the blessings reserved for those who respond in faith. Neglecting them will simply exacerbate the bad impact on your life, whereas accepting them will totally change your direction. Imagine a life where tranquility, clarity, and confidence replace anxiety, doubt, and uncertainty. Today, Jesus is providing you with this reality. By adhering to the instructions provided in this message, remaining engaged, and maintaining focus, you can alleviate the negative influences that have been impeding your progress. The spiritual dimension reacts to faith and activity. Individuals who are prepared to take action immediately will observe a substantial transformation in their circumstances. Doors that were previously closed will be opened, obstructions will be removed, and your mind and spirit will experience a renewed sense of clarity. It is also important to appreciate that this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is exceedingly uncommon to be granted divine protection, guidance, and favors in this manner. Many people will ignore the message, scroll past it, or fail to take action, only to have terrible regret later. However, you are distinct. You are being called, chosen, and asked to advance to a higher level of spiritual knowledge and protection. The blessings that are being offered can be embraced and used to transform your life if you act decisively. Please do not downplay the significance of this occasion. Jesus is not solely requesting your attention. He is pleading for it. He is aware of your difficulties, understands your feelings, and provides you with a unique and powerful type of protection, clarity, and advice. You can modify your destiny by accepting these blessings and following the directions, which will connect you with heavenly energy. Maintain your concentration, remain attentive, and refrain from departing until the conclusion. Each word you hear strengthens your connection to the divine and heightens the impact of these blessings on your life. It is crucial to remember that the invisible forces that have influenced your life are real, yet they are not more strong than your faith. The trajectory of your existence can be completely altered by your response in this moment. By taking action now, embracing the blessings, and placing your faith in Jesus, you will experience an incredible transformation. This is your opportunity to enter a reality that has been designed for you, one that is safe, directed, and fortunate. At present, you are at a spiritual juncture. Whatever actions you make today, no matter how big or small, have the ability to drastically impact your life. Jesus is urgently approaching you to request your attention, as hidden forces have the ability to disrupt your health, relationships, wealth, and mental peace. Many people remain unaware of these influences throughout their lives, believing that difficulties are random or unavoidable. However, the reality is significantly more profound. Jesus is challenging you to see the spiritual significance of every adversity, setback, and moment of fear or doubt. This is not intended for the casual observer. This is a call to action, faith, and devotion to divine guidance. Have you ever faced unexpected challenges, confusion, or sadness? These are not just coincidences. They are indicators that something in your existence necessitates spiritual intervention. Today, Jesus is giving that intervention, but it requires your full attention, faith, and determination. By ignoring these clues, you will be vulnerable to future challenges. Nevertheless, adopting them will offer you with the protection, clarity, and blessings that many people seek throughout their lives. This is why it is critical to pay close attention, understand each term, and carefully follow each direction. This is the most important moment. Prior to proceeding, it is imperative that you establish a spiritual foundation. To gain immediate protection for your life, type Amen 5839, which will shield you from invisible interference and negativity. Next, type Amen 2471 to trigger a second benediction that will offer you with breakthroughs, clarity, and wisdom in the areas where you need it the most. These numerals are both sacred and potent. They are keys that activate heavenly protection and create pathways of abundance for those who act with confidence and urgency of purpose. Feel the divine presence that surrounds you, guiding you, and protecting you from harm as you type them. This is a genuine, tangible opportunity to bring about change in your life. It is critical that you comprehend an unexpected revelation. Numerous obstacles, disagreements, and disappointments in your life are not unintentional. They are spiritual signals, warnings, and opportunities. They are invitations from Jesus to realign your life, remove obstacles, and embrace the protection and blessings He is offering. Those who ignore these signals will face additional difficulties and confusion, whereas those who respond with faith and action will receive divine favor, guidance, and clarity. The decision is totally your own, and the consequences are palpable. Imagine a life in which uncertainty is replaced by confidence, fear by tranquility, and every challenge is turned into an opportunity for progress. Jesus is providing you with this reality today. You can neutralize negative influences and transition into a life of protection, clarity, and abundance by remaining focused, adhering to instructions, and accepting the bounties that are being bestowed upon you. Your spiritual connection is strengthened, and the impact of these benefits grows with each second you commit to mindfulness. Those who dismiss this message will miss out on the current transformation accessible to you. You may have encountered obstacles that appeared insurmountable, disappointments that caused you to doubt your course, or obstacles that put your faith to the test. These events were not the consequence of an accident. They serve as indicators that divine intervention is necessary. Jesus is giving you the opportunity to act today, accept his advice, and receive protection and blessings that have the power to change your life. This is not an assurance regarding the future. It is a current reality that necessitates your attention and action. Although the unseen forces that shape your existence are potent, they are not more potent than your faith. You are aligning yourself with divine power by responding with commitment, typing the numbers, and focusing your attention completely. This power has the ability to neutralize negativity, remove impediments, and grant access to previously unreachable benefits. This is a moment of transformation that is currently being presented to you. Do not let it succeed. Continue to follow this message. Please avoid from scrolling. Don't overlook it. Grammatically, every command, word, and blessed number has the capacity to improve your life. Those who act quickly will enjoy divine intervention, protection, and clarity, whilst those who hesitate may continue to face unnecessary conflict. This is your opportunity to enter a new reality, one in which faith, guidance, and blessings are truly present in your life. It is critical that you understand the significance of this message at this time. Your current existence is on the verge of change, and the choices you make in the coming moments will determine whether you get protection, direction, and blessings, or encounter obstacles that could have been avoided. Jesus is personally and urgently calling you because of the existence of hidden forces in your area. Many people are unaware of these influences, believing that setbacks and problems are arbitrary. However, the reality is that the majority of adversities have a spiritual component, and you are currently being afforded the chance to acknowledge this and take appropriate action. This is why you are unable to quit or scroll past. The urgency is real, and the consequences are serious. Recently, you may have felt anxiety, confusion, or heaviness, as well as occasions in which life appeared to be confused or difficult for no apparent reason. These emotions are not arbitrary. They are divine alerts, signs from Jesus, urging you to pay attention and respond. Ignoring these warnings renders you vulnerable. However, acknowledging them and taking the requisite actions facilitates the attainment of blessings, protection, and clarity that extremely few individuals ever encounter. This is an opportunity to receive direct counsel from Jesus. It is an uncommon opportunity to align oneself with divine energy and protection. The spiritual influence grows with each second of concentration, bringing you closer to transformation. Before we proceed, please take a moment to strengthen your spiritual protection by typing Amen 6982. This will provide you divine protection in every element of your life. Subsequently, enter Amen 5204 to gain access to an additional layer of blessings, wisdom, and clarity that will help you overcome challenges and obtain protection in places where it is most needed. These numerals are sacred, not random. They are the keys to unleashing spiritual power, divine protection, and life-changing blessings that are exclusively available to those who act with faith. Experience the divine presence that surrounds, protects, and directs you. This is an actual, practical opportunity to change your life indefinitely. It is critical that you understand a surprising reality. Numerous hurdles, setbacks, and grievances in your life are not just coincidences. They are spiritual signals that are intended to notify you of the necessity for intervention, guidance, and protection. They do not constitute sanctions. They are invitations to reconnect with divine energy and accept the blessings that are currently being offered. Neglecting them only serves to prolong obstacles and permit negativity to persist in your life. Responding with faith, action, and dedication activates divine intervention, neutralizes negative energies, and opens the way to unimaginably abundant benefits. Visualize an existence in which obstacles are transformed into opportunities. Uncertainty is replaced with clarity, and fear is replaced with courage. Jesus is bringing you this reality. By remaining resolute, adhering to directives, and acknowledging the bounties, you can eliminate detrimental influences, surmount obstacles, and encounter unparalleled protection and direction. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that is presented to you now. The transformation that is being offered will be missed by those who dismiss or neglect it. You may have experienced seemingly insurmountable barriers, moments of despair in which nothing seemed to make sense, or setbacks that left you feeling impotent. These events are not accidental. These signs are invitations to act, receive guidance, and embrace protection from the spiritual domain. Today, Jesus is offering you the opportunity to take action, to embrace his guidance, and to receive blessings that have the potential to significantly alter your life. This is no assurance for the future. It is a present event that requires your immediate attention and response. The forces that have influenced your life to this point are real, but they are not more powerful than your faith. Responding to this message, typing the sacred numbers, and remaining completely involved aligns you with divine power, which has the ability to fight bad forces. Eliminate impediments and grant access to privileges that were previously unavailable. This is a transformative moment that is being provided to you right now. Do not miss it. Continue to follow this message. Please restrain from departing. Please avoid from scrolling. Each lesson, statement, and blessed number has the potential to profoundly change your life. Those who act now will be granted divine intervention, clarity, and protection, while those who delay may continue to suffer unnecessarily. This is your chance to enter a new reality that is specifically tailored to you, providing you with guidance, serenity, and life-changing blessings. This is the moment you have been anticipating. Jesus has asked you to embrace this moment. To this point, every sacred number you've written, every word you've read, and every emotion you've felt has prepared you for the ultimate revelation. The existence you are currently leading is on the brink of a spiritual transformation that is unparalleled in your lifetime. Jesus is making a personal appeal to you due to the potent yet unseen forces that have been influencing your mind, body, and spirit. He is currently providing protection, guidance, and blessings that are so uncommon and potent that the majority of individuals will never have the opportunity to experience them. However, it is only achievable if you are prepared to take action, stay focused, and have faith. Many people, unaware of the spiritual powers around them, explain every obstacle to coincidence or battle up. The reality is significantly more profound. Your difficulties have a spiritual component, regardless of whether they are about inner peace, health, finances, or relationships. They are signals, messages, and warnings designed to persuade you to wake up, redirect your attention, and prepare you for the benefits that await those who listen and act. Embracing them unlocks the divine intervention reserved exclusively for you, whereas ignoring them prolongs the fight. This is why it is critical to stay to the finish, understand every word, and take the necessary steps to obtain these life-changing benefits. I would like you to finish one last task before you leave. To receive the ultimate divine protection, which will safeguard your life from hidden obstacles, negativity, and harm, type Amen 4310. Then type Amen 7295 to get the ultimate blessing. which will bring you spiritual alignment, breakthroughs, and clarity that will serve as a source of guidance for years to come. These numbers are sacred and potent, as they provide direct access to divine energy that has the potential to alter your destiny. Feel the protection, the guidance, and recognize that this is your moment of transition. Immediately, the startling reality will be disclosed. It is needless for you to continue living the life you have known up to this moment. If you fully embrace this instruction, you will be able to eliminate the challenges, fear, and doubt. This is your only chance to enter a world that is safe, blessed, and directed where doors of opportunity open, impediments disappear, and clarity and peace prevail. Those who ignore this time will never understand the depth of what has been presented. By remaining focused and taking action, you choose a new path of spiritual alignment and protection that few others have ever experienced. Don't underestimate the impact of this event. Jesus seeks your attention, trust, and action. Maintain your relationship with Him, be steadfast, and sincerely accept these favors. Your existence will never be the same again. The divine intervention, clarity, and protection you have been yearning for are now within your reach. Accept them, embrace them, and proceed with faith, courage, and certainty as your existence is about to undergo a permanent transformation.